And good morning, true believers. Welcome back to another Jedi Academy, the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes Q&A show that brings the best and brightest of content creators and knowledgeable folks, and then we add our brain damage to it to bring you this wonderful show, which is all about you guys. This is a straight Q&A show where we answer your questions about the game. I'm Ranger J 1999. Your host with the most, and joining me as part of the RC crew, we've got Dr. Finn, Medicine Woman, the Troll Extraordinaire. Dr. Finn will no longer be with us because he's about to die from my fist up his ass. I'm not in the mood, Dr. Finn. But anyway, if you have a question that you would like for us for us, this wonderful panel of folks, the way it works, we go around the circle, around the corn, as Grande would say, and we answer your questions. But if you would like a question answered by our wonderful panel, all you have to do is put question in front of your statement, put your statement into chat, we'll get that scooped up, and then we'll get that read off. Now make sure you put question in front of your statement, Dr. Finn is scooping them up, and if you don't, that's not on us, that's on you. You fail, we don't. So make sure you get your questions in, and it behooves you to get your questions in sooner rather than later, because we will have a cutoff time, and that's just the way it goes. So we'll try to get to most of the questions, but if we can't, then, we'll do the best we can. So usually we get through most of the questions, but sometimes we run out of time. And now, this is an update. Right after this, we're going to go right into my GAC, so if you want to hang out and watch me do my next round. I've already hit Cabber, but we're going for more Cabber. We're going to be extra Cabber, so we're going to go for, more points for Cabber. So it'll be a lot of fun. We'll have some fun with the teams. We always do. You guys are more than welcome to join us. Also, hit the thumbs up on the video if you could. Let your guildies know. Spread the word. Subscribe if you haven't already. That helps us out tremendously. And again, once we get done, we'll allow all these wonderful people that are being here on a Saturday to pimp their stuff. And I would very much appreciate if you would do the same favor for them. It's a Saturday morning. It's early, but they're taking time to be here for you guys, and at least show them a little bit of love. All right, let's get this going. Let's introduce who we've got today. Let's see, we've got Jedi Master Adashus here.
Good morning.
Good morning, JMA. Are you feeling more of the light side or the dark side? What do you feel more in the morning when you first wake up? Light side or dark side?
Oh, definitely light side.
Oh, come on. Are you a morning person?
Maybe.
Oh, damn it. But Jedi Master Dash is here.
I'm too excited regardless anyways because I unlocked Rey. So, nothing can really bring me down right now.
Mm-hmm. Unless they nerf her. Aha! They're not going to do that, AJMA. Also joining us, the man who doesn't like to wear pants ever, good old Maurice is here with us.
Morning.
Good morning to you, my friend. How are you?
I'm swell. Yourself?
I'm alive and kicking. I'm sore as hell because I was again outside doing incredibly painful yard work, and I have a blister the size of Texas on my hand from digging a lot of dirt out of the ground.
Ripping trees out.
Yeah, doing all that.
Ripping trees out.
Yeah, I was doing all that crap, man. Let me tell you, it's muscles get sore. Carrying all that weight, it's not good. Let's see here. We also got Xylo Takedown from Takedown Games.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hey, Xylo. Yeah, nobody cares. Where's my apprentice? Yeah, I want to see my apprentice. My apprentice. Why are you wearing those green pajamas that are Christmassy? You take those off and put on your black robes.
Say hello. Hello.
Good. I feel your force powers growing, my young apprentice. Now, kill your father and take his place. We need you for the panel. That's right. Choke him to death. Good. My apprentice grows stronger every day. And he has nice hair. All right. Also joining us, we've got from Warrior Presents, Mr. Warrior, our returning champion.
What is going on, everybody?
What's going on, Warrior? What's going on? How are things over in Colorado?
Weird. We were snowing yesterday, but that's Colorado. If you don't like the weather, just wait an hour.
Yeah, that's springtime weather. You can go from nice to blizzard in a matter of moments.
Yeah, it was sunny after about 2 hours. So, but it did snow for a while too. But it was it's been interesting. A lot of free time.
Yes, a lot of free time for a lot of us right now. And then also joining from the crew, I didn't see him join on, but he's there. We've got the lightsaber builder extraordinary himself, Mr. Loki.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, so you have your coffee and your croissants. You ready to do this?
Yeah, man. Still waking up, but I'm good.
That's right, but that's okay because you've got coffee and croissants. I just made that up. Do you really have coffee or croissants? And what's your breakfast?
No, I just have coffee right now.
Okay. Do you eat anything in the morning? Are you a big breakfast guy, or are you just coffee and go?
No, I usually do something small, like I either do a shake or I do a just like a bowl of fruit or something, and then I go for a big lunch.
Oh, there you go. Very nice. A European style lifestyle there. I like that. All right.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go while the questions are coming in, and go ahead and get your questions in. Welcome, everybody in the chat. I see you guys all there. Thank you for being here. We're going to go around and let everybody talk about what's on their mind this week. I think the big thing is Galactic Legend Ray and Galactic Legend Kylo. Now, I'm almost there. I need Kyrtex out the yin-yang and a couple of those. I miscalculated. I need some of those gold stun cuffs. You can't find damn things anywhere. To finish off a lot of my characters and stuff. So I got 4 more characters to Relic, and then I'm going to take all of them up to the Relic. So I got the pieces for that. It's just a matter of getting them to Relic, which is being a pain in the ass. I still need like 100-something, 200-something Kyrtex or something in total, and then a few other little itty bitty pieces. But we'll start down the line. Now we'll start with you, Jedi Master Dasher. You got Rey. You've unlocked her, or you're working on unlocking her?
Oh, I unlocked her this morning.
All right. And then when you looked at her gear, did you go, "Oh no, 1A"?
Yeah, that was pretty painful, not gonna lie.
Yeah,
that
it's
was
awful.
A lot of gear. Oh my god.
Yeah. Where's she now? She's 7-star and what gear?
You
level?
just hush.
Oh, I have her gear 12.
There you go.
I mean 13. Sorry.
Oh, so she is Relic.
I had her gear 12 initially, and then I ran out of credits, so I couldn't craft anything. So I'm like, oh, come on. So I had to sell a bunch of mods in order.
You ran out of credits?
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm so credit poor.
Well, then when you Relic all the Jedi, these things tend to happen.
Yeah, I mean, and I buy mods, and I'm always, doing that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then, always leveling and doing whatever's needed. And so, I was cracking up when I'm like, are you kidding me? This is what I ran out of.
Mm-hmm.
So then, I sold a million worth of mods. So, that's only, that's not that many, actually.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'm good. But now I'm stuck on the relics because
you don't have any materials.
Now farm for that material.
Yeah.
So she's stuck at relic 3 right now. I should be able to get her to maybe 4 or 5 today. We'll see, depending on drops. And then I have to do the salvage from the scavenger. Those stupid, the wirings, the bronzium wirings, I think they're called.
Yep.
That has been my bane right now. Like, I am very low on relic material.
Yeah.
But I'm so excited still though. I mean, Relic 3 all faded. She'll still wreck stuff, I'm sure.
Yes, of course.
I mean, I'm looking forward to putting her in my arena today. I'm like, come at me, guys. You're not dropping me to rank 30s now.
Yeah. Come at me, bro. All right, Gom, which of these have you unlocked? I think you were going for Kylo first. Have you unlocked him, or where you at with your status?
No, I haven't unlocked him. There's no rush for me to unlock him, really.
Yeah, there's no rush. Really.
I think I've got like 55, maybe 65 shards, but I am 80 stun gun short, about 400 Kyrtex. Much like a Daster, I have very little left in terms of relic materials, like the 5th and 6th, like the Zen Biddles and the whatever the thing is right
there's
before
just the small little things that come out of nowhere and you're like, God damn it.
Like those are the things I don't have, so it's really, I think I'll have him probably ready to go. Probably about 2 weeks it'll take me. I mean, that would be with me buying, probably purchasing crystals, 150 or 200 of the Chirotex, which I'm not looking forward to, but
No.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited about it. I think a lot of the videos on Kylo initially have been disappointing, but I think there's a lot untapped there.
I still think he's going to be an incredible
Oh,
character.
definitely. Like that first video that came out, people were freaking out. Like,
No,
wait a
yeah.
minute, guys, this guy played it so badly. Like,
Well, wait, like that's the thing that Jitsu is getting a lot of flack for that, but I mean, I thought it was very generous of him to unlock the character immediately and
oh yeah,
throw him right in and then post it for people to see. I mean, of course, anytime anybody on this panel or anybody listening, anytime you first play with a character in the first 10 minutes,
it takes a
you're
while
Oh,
to get used to
absolutely.
it. Yeah.
Like Noah should be giving him a hard time because this is a learning experience. But people saying like, "Oh, Kylo sucks now." It's like, no,
No.
no,
He
not
doesn't
true,
suck.
guys.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah, he doesn't suck.
Like he's actually, and then the ultimates will add a whole nother layer onto these characters
Right.
too.
Especially with him, right? So like in any video you've seen, the situation if Kylo dies, a lot of those situations are easily avoidable with the ultimate. Like anytime you see that Jedi Knight or Skywalker's going to stand up, just pop your ultimate, and you're invincible. Like there's a lot of situations where he's dying in these initial videos that won't be the case once the ultimates unlock.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Definitely.
We'll see.
It'll take forever though. You saw the requirements for the ultimate.
Mm.
You
Yes.
see that? It's gonna take me probably like a couple of weeks maybe. It's gonna suck.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
All right, Xylo, you were going for Kylo. Where are you at with yours, buddy?
I mean, I've been chipping away at it the last month or so, right, with the gear and the relic, and I mean, I just got Hux up to 7 stars yesterday, so he just needs his finisher piece.
Mm-hmm.
Just have to relic Phasma, Veteran Han, Sith Trooper is the big grind for me right now. I have his 2 pieces when I take him to 7 stars, but he's like 34 out of 100. So I think overall, if I had to put a date on when I get Kylo, it'll probably be the 8th when the finalizer comes back around, because initially I was going to refresh it when it came back around this time, but I was nowhere near as ready. And like you mentioned with the Cryotex, I'm like 400 pieces away from the Cryotex that I need. And Palpatine is my last character to take to Relic 7. I've already got 5 or 6 of the prerequisites filled. And I just got to get Palpatine to Relic 7, which is the only Relic character that I'm working on right now. And then I'm going to take Hux to Relic and just slowly grind the rest of it with my arena payout. I mean, I should get it by the 8th. That's the next time the finalizer comes back, and then I'll have it 5 stars, and by then I should have all the relics done. And then it's time to go for Rey. So
there you go. And Sir Loki, where are you at with yours? Because we know you were doing the battles.
Yeah. I unlocked her last night, and then I pushed her to Relic 4 today.
Oh, very nice.
So she's doing her thing in arena already, and it feels good to hit auto on all the General Skywalker squads and not think about it anymore. So
there you go.
Aw, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. I think I still have some Zetas left, but the it was funny. It's just 3 levels, and it goes right to the Zeta after you level each of the skills up. So
yeah.
I think I still got a couple Zetas left, but I burned a lot of those.
All right. And Warrior, you've had a chance to see both these characters in action, I'm assuming. Your thoughts? We haven't really had your thoughts now that the characters are out and you're starting to see some play from them.
Yeah, I think that the big surprise is going to be Kylo. I think everybody's giving way too much credit to Rey. I think that her ultimate, the 300,000 hit when someone's almost dead is pretty bomb diggity. And I think everybody's giving her a lot of credit. Everyone's chasing her, and everyone's really seeing her majesty, but nobody's really got to see Kylo in full action yet. And I think if I was still in it, I would be chasing down the First Order for sure. Because you got to remember too the newest characters and his complementary staff that would be going with that, being properly modded and fully geared up. I just the full breadth of that team being played together. I just can't imagine all of it fully maxed out. And yeah, I have not seen footage properly played with a fully maxed out. Brand new Kylo Ren with all of his abilities, including, ultimate. So, remains to be seen. But yeah, I actually am just surprised at all the individuals who are still spending on the game. I mean, we're like in a crisis where 3.5 million people are now unemployed and can't even feed their family and don't even have an income. And their people are still spending on the game. So I guess I'm just surprised. That's all. People are still spending on the game. So I was just surprised about that. I figured I'd hear a whole bunch of like, I'll be getting it whenever I get my job back or whatever. But apparently it hasn't impacted the gaming community as bad as I thought it was.
Not yet, but I mean, it's still in the early stages, and we'll see how everything plays out. But I mean, you got a lot of people at home, and a lot of people are watching people game, or they're streaming and watching streamers. I mean, it's although YouTube sucks ass. Oh my god, YouTube is so stupid right now. Biggest, but it's not the thing. There's a lot of people not there. A lot of it's being botted, and it's like, oh god.
I have to say, I absolutely hate YouTube, and they absolutely
really
force fed us the new studio and the new YouTube studios.
Oh god, let's not talk about that.
Classic was great. It was all one screen for everything, and now the new studio, it's like 5 screens for what they had on one screen. They've got it all chopped up into 5 screens. I absolutely hate it.
Yeah, it's pretty spectacular. So, all right. So, a little bit about. I'm sure we're gonna get a lot of questions about the Galactic Legends, things of that nature. I just wrote down names in a certain order. Let me just make sure I got everybody's name here. Just verifying. Okay. That's good. And Loki. Okay, that's the name I was missing. Why did I put down Finn's name? You're not answering questions, Finn.
I can.
No.
I won't answer them correctly, but I'll answer.
Get the hell out of here. All right, start with.
Yeah,
that's what you get for. All right, first question, Warren. We'll just work our way down there. Finn, what do you got for me, brother?
Okay. Question for Warrior. Question from Belry Papichulo. For Warrior, what is one character CG could release that would excite you enough to come back to the game?
That's a good one. It actually probably wouldn't be a character per se. It would probably be it would probably be new content, and an announcement of like the game being completely fixed. It would probably be an overhaul announcement. So it'd probably be like, hey, we've fixed the spaghetti coding. The entire framework of the game is completely fixed. We're bringing out now, because the framework is fixed, a new ship's raid. And this is the raid that we're bringing out, and we're gonna start not being quite as big a douchebags on our packages, and we're gonna start doing better, smaller packages for spenders. It's kind of like a combo if they did something like that. So I knew the game wasn't going to continue to be broken, and they were going to bring out new content, and there was going to be a flood of new content coming out, and then their packages for spending was going to be more reasonable. If it was like a trifecta like that, I'd be like, all right, I'll dip my toe back in.
All right. Next question to Pantsless One. Good on Maurice.
All right. Mr. Pantsless. Question to you from Belry Papichulo. At what level for a new account would you start working on a first order team now?
Well, I think, I'd probably go after them relatively early because the finalizer is available now. They've got 4 first order ships that could really help you get going and get to that Zeta challenge early. The Sith Trooper is arguably one of the very best characters in the game now. I mean, I know he's a hard node, but that's gonna fulfill a Sith and first order tag. I still think that the Kylo Ren node is one of the best nodes in the game in Cantina, right? So I mean, I think it's a very easy team to get up and going. You could get Phasma. I think. Which of the first orders is there a first order in the Squad Arena store?
Yeah, it's Phasma.
It is in the.
No,
Okay.
in
She's
Squad
in
Arena,
GW.
it's double checking. I don't think there's first order in
Okay.
Squad Arena.
But there's one in the
Still
Galactic War
checking, but
store. There's
Yeah.
they're in the Fleet Arena store. They're in the Guild store. So I think you could go whatever direction works best. I think they're very, very good. Crew's got that speed lead, which is the speed leads are incredibly powerful early to mid game. While you get your mods up, while you start accumulating that secondary speed, the speed arrows. A lot of us veteran players take advantage, or take for granted the speed arrows. I remember when mods first came out, like you had to get the speed arrows, like you had to. So the speed leads will help you get over that hump. I don't know in terms of like what position you should farm in, like 3rd, 4th, or 5th, but I think they're definitely a very viable dark side team. We all started the difficulty of the dark side is there were no healers for the dark side. It was Daka and Talia. I think with that crew lead, you can provide yourself enough sustain with regeneration and stuff to kind of get you through the dark side nodes as well. So I'd say top 5 faction when you're starting the game. One of the first 5.
All right. Next question to always wearing pants, Lady Adastra.
That's a big assumption.
I'm positive.
I'm not asking her to answer. I'm just saying you're making an assumption there.
Because
Okay.
she's not gone, I can assume that. This is logic.
All right, Adastra, question to you. For this content next month that we've all been waiting for, do you feel like a Mace rework is coming?
Oh, boy.
Well, I mean, as far as the content we're waiting for, it could be a number of things, but I'm definitely hoping Galactic Republic is on their list still, because they were supposed to have done those reworks by now, but with everything getting pushed back. So a lot of people are thinking, myself included, that sometime in April that we might get these reworks that we've been waiting and waiting and waiting for. But as far as, yeah, I don't know if that would be their thing, because the way they kind of worded it, it'd be something to help people occupy their time, which I guess reworks would maybe do that, because then you'd be testing them. But I'm hoping against hope that it's a sandbox mode, because that is something a lot of people have been really, really wanting, and it would hit the criteria of giving something for people to do. That's a very active environment, so to speak. But I know that's a long shot, that it's probably not going to be something that awesome. So yeah, those are my 2 hopes. Galactic Republic reworks, as we have been dying to see, especially for Mace, but just in general, it sounded like they're going to hit on a few of them. But then the sandbox mode would just be a dream come true. So, but we can only wait and see. They didn't really say when they were going to do this too, right? They just said, it's coming soon, quote, quote. So we can only wait and hope.
We'll say it every month. Mace rework. Greg, where's it?
Has anyone made sense of why Luminara was the character of the month yet?
I just said she
What
was
is
just
supposed to be with the Galactic Republic reworks?
And
That never happened.
Yeah.
That everything got pushed back.
You
So
think
I
that's
think-
really what it was? It wasn't just random? Because I'm still kind of thinking it
I
was
think it
just
was
straight up
random.
random.
Green and it was March.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's bloomy. It's like, come on, that's like a big indicator right there.
I
I'm
don't
sticking
know.
to it.
I mean, Xylo's reasoning isn't bad. It's March.
Happy St. Patrick's
Month of
Day.
St. Patrick's. She has a green lightsaber. There you go.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, okay, sure,
top of the
yeah.
morning to you, Jedi. Using that green lightsaber. Hard.
A good old Irish Luminara.
Yes.
Gosh.
Luminara is a very strong Irish name, isn't it?
No. Get out of here. All right, moving on from that nonsense. Let's go to someone who's all about
I was
nonsense.
so excited. I was hoping that she would get a
know.
rework too, but probably
No.
not gonna happen.
No. You had hope, and that was your mistake, Adastra. All right, let's go to someone who doesn't have hope, Xylo.
Okay. No, let's give him a depressing question. Okay, question from C Dangers says, is Galactic Legend Kylo a character away from being meta, sort of like Malik was to Darth Revan?
I mean, like, again, that's kind of going back to the comments that we were making earlier, right? Like, we haven't seen the full potential, right? Or we don't know what the right team looks like. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel like they're just going to move past like First Order and Resistance content at this point. Like, introducing Galactic Legends and that kind of aspect was their primary focus. And I mean, look how long it took them. I mean, the movie was in December, and here we are going into April, right? We're just getting these characters. I just think that the characters themselves, the Galactic Legend aspect, right? The unique aspect of those two characters. I don't think that they're missing any other characters. The fact is, yeah, you guys like that. He's been learning how to sing, so he's been singing.
This is strong with his singing voice.
I think those two characters were meant to define like their value, and you know, like there's no other additional characters that are going to complement them anymore, right? I mean, 6 Zetas a piece, 2 new ultimate abilities, right? I don't think they can up the ante or add more value to these characters other than what we already have to complement them in game. So,
all right. Next question for the sexy Buddha himself, Mr. Loki.
Yeah. Loki, question to you from Elliot Worsfold. And the question is, for all of us hoarders, is it safe to go all in on Rey now, or should we still wait for testing of the ultimate ability?
I mean, it doesn't hurt to wait right now. I mean, when he says go all in, I mean, I would still, for me personally, I mean, I would still build up resistance just to have, you know, your teams, and you know, if you need stuff for GAC, it's not a bad direction to go. I mean, you could put 2 resistance teams on defense, and you got 2 extra offense teams. Vet Han and Vet Chewie, I got feedback this GAC round because when they added the resistance tags to those 2 characters, I put them with a Zeta Finn lead, and it actually got a couple holds in my bracket. So it was a surprising mechanic that works now. So, you know, if you're looking to now, I know he said he's free to play, but still, I mean, I think it's a good investment simply because you got 2 good, solid resistance teams, and then you can work yourself up to Rey. But there's no issue right now waiting because she's still being unlocked. Kylo's still being unlocked. So, I mean, guys are going to put videos out. We're going to figure out some, you know, some spicy tech or something like that. That'll, you know, some spicy team you can put on Arena and GAC and TW and you know, it can only get better, you know, from here on out for both of the characters. As more people get them, then you can theorycraft more. So I would wait, but you know, I would pivot maybe resistance just because of the added value that you get in the other game modes with those teams.
Science from Loki. Interesting. All right, back up top, round and round we go. Whoa, it's a ride we just don't want to ever get off of. Warrior, come on down. You're the next contestant.
All right. Question for Warrior from Model73. He says, with everything happening now, what do you think will happen in May as far as May the 4th and all of that stuff goes?
Well, I think there'll be a small giveaway. When I say small, I mean like a really small giveaway. You know, there'll be a few crystals, probably a few chewy shards, just because they want to be funny like that. So there'll be a small little, you know, giveaway to everybody's, you know, bank of, you know, in the game. And then I think they might have a couple of events that they launch, just so they have some fun going on. As far as something that they tried that's like large, that they launched to have as a major event or something, I don't think they'll have time to have that. That would be like the next major thing that they could have launched by then, because I mean, you think about it, it's now, March, April to May. I don't know if they're going to be put behind because of this whole COVID thing. That would probably be the next time they would have a major, couple months from now, a major launch of something. And I don't know. It just depends on how good they're able to work from home. It sounded like they were not skipping a beat from their, announcements that they were still at home. No big deal. We're working from home. Things are fine. But I mean, I don't know how easy it is to pack up an entire, department and take everything with computers, laptops, and go home. So we'll see. But a couple of months, especially if they're trying to work on framework stuff, how far along are they on that and stuff? So I don't know. I guess it depends on how far along that stuff is. But they'll be doing a little giveaway. They always do a little giveaway. It's never very big, but it's always something, some crystals. And like I said, every year they always do a couple of chewy shards, 3 chewy shards, just to kind of, as an inside joke, because it was an accident once, and then ever since then it's been kind of a funny prod. So hopefully by then they'll have something else to give us as an event, so to celebrate the 4th.
All right. Gom. He is next. Give him a question.
Okay. Good on Maurice. Question from Barry Papichulo. Why do you mod crew for health percentage primary or protection?
Health. Well, it depends. I think if you've got a gear 12 or lower crew, then perhaps protection would be better, because you're really not getting that much regeneration off, gear 12 crew, especially if you don't have 60 mods on him. If you got a maybe like gear 11 lower, no 60 mods, definitely protection. You could almost even go the tenacity route on him if you can't get him super high. Tenacity and crit chance is pretty effective, because then he'll shed the days, he'll shed the debuffs, and he'll counter, he'll crit, fuel turn meter, etc., etc. I think once you get to the gear 13, especially with relics, I think health is much, much, much better. Even defense plays a pretty good role. You can go like health and defense once you get them really high. Maybe protection or tenacity crit chance when you're developing him.
All right. Let's see here. Next question for Adastra.
Okay. Adastra, simple question for you. What else 73? Does Adastra consider just Rey a Jedi?
I mean, no. Well, she doesn't have the Jedi tag, so she's not a Jedi in this game. I consider her a Jedi if you mean outside of the game. Absolutely, she was a Jedi through her character growth, whatever you want to call it. Like, she ended up as a Jedi, but in this game, she's not. But that's okay. This was touched on really well, that if she did have the Jedi tag, there would have been some really, really, really nasty comps. So, and you can still create lots of comps with Jedi, which that's what I'm planning to do today when I hit my arena. Today, I'm gonna start off with some Jedi combinations, because you're still gonna be able to do a bunch of that stuff with the light side synergies and just general awesomeness. So I'm not heartbroken with the Jedi tag not being there. She's still gonna kick butt. But yes, if you were talking outside of the game, Jedi, 100%. I mean, she was all the Jedi. Come on.
I know. All right. Someone who is not a Jedi, knows nothing about them. Xylo, take now.
Xylo's not a Jedi?
No.
That's sad. Okay. So let's just make it worse. Question from good old Maurice for you, Silo Takedown.
What?
CG said something is coming that we asked for. What could that be? And was it simply the sell mod button?
I hope that wasn't it. I mean, I still feel like, even though, that's a pretty lackluster feature in my opinion. I mean, honestly, I sell the mods in groups anyways, and I let them kind of have that filler spot to accumulate. But anyways, I don't know. I mean, a new character or something we've been asking for. I mean, that could be a lot of different things, right? Like a raid, couple of different characters come to mind, like maybe a new Mace Windu, you know, Jedi Luke, maybe down the road. Maybe they're going to smash these Galactic Legends together. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, but I didn't want to interrupt. Somebody was answering a question really well, and I didn't want to like interrupt and be like, "Hey." So, yeah.
Rah.
That's just me thinking out loud, you know.
How dare you?
No, that's cool. I have no idea what it'd be. Yeah, that's why I asked it. Yeah.
Well, they definitely added the new raid achievement in there just to spark some excitement, obviously.
Yeah, they did.
Even if that's only coming, in 18 months from now. They're
Right.
because they do that. They were talking about these new Galactic Legends back in April of last year that they would come out at Christmas time, and then started really talking about them in October, and here we are in basically March, almost April. So they got a year's yoking out of this.
You happen to remember that lovely neutral tag?
Yeah, one character has it now.
Well, it's an NPC. It doesn't even show up on your list. Like, you have this filter for neutral filtering, and you go there. It's like, no units match the current search filter. Really?
Jeez.
So, I don't think 18 months is probably too far off from what Warrior said.
All right. Speaking of neutral tags, Loki, you're up.
Loki's not neutral.
He's very neutral.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Loki's a Jedi. We've seen the pictures. Loki's a Jedi.
He's not really. No, he's a pimp.
Okay, so Loki, question to you from Nathan H. What is the relic and Zeta priority on clones, and are any of the clone Zetas unnecessary?
Is he talking? So he just said clones, not 501st, or okay.
Yeah.
So, Zeta priority. I'm gonna go look at my clones real quick.
Cody's on the very bottom.
I don't even count
Cody's
him as a clone
actually,
anymore.
Which is funny.
Well,
I know, right?
Leader. Don't you use him as the leader in Lightside Geo TV?
Because you're forced to. Because you are forced to.
But again, it's on the very bottom, right?
The whole character's on the very bottom.
That's right.
Science.
Yeah. So in terms of like relic priority, I did Arc Trooper to R7 simply because you need that damage. He's a big damage dealer. I did 5s because he's the tank, and he's also got a ship, so that's always a good thing to get your ships up to R7. Because Negotiator is still meta. Everybody's got them, and it's a pain in the ass, especially if you got a 5s in the starting lineup. Good ship. The Zeta priorities, I think it was Rex was if you're gonna just go for clones, I think it was Rex, and then I did 5s. Forgot which one.
Tactical awareness, probably.
Yeah, tactical awareness first, and then I think I did Echo next. So Echo would be 3. Echo or Arc Trooper actually was my number 3. 3 and 4 actually. Let's say 3 and 4. I went back and then I did 5s again. It's the existing Zeta, right? That's tactical awareness was the new one. I think it was the new one that I Zetaed first. And then his existing Zeta, I did that one last. So that's Zeta number 5. So I went Rex, 5s, tactical awareness. Then I did Arc Trooper, Echo, then 5s again. And then in terms of like R7 that I think is good is Arc Trooper and 5s. And then I have I still have Rex at just like R5, and then I have Echo at R6, and I've been totally fine with that.
All right. Back to the beginning. Warrior.
Okay. Warrior. Question to you from Gav P. And the question is there a decent use for the spare resistance tunes that were forced to gear up for the Galactic Legends, such as a Finn lead team to beat something in a GAC?
I don't know if there's anything you could beat on offense with that. Depends, I guess, on where you're at. I don't know. It's like as you go up, everything gets worse. So if you've really geared that up, your galactic, power is probably high enough. You've probably, you're probably not going to be using it for anything of worth. I mean, maybe as a filler team on defense, it's with those kinds of relics that somebody's going to take something and that's decent just to beat it with those kinds of relics. But it's a filler team. Offensively, if you know how to use it really, really well, I mean, you might be able to use it as a cleanup team if you mess up. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things I would use as a fill-up team, a cleaner team, if I had accidentally messed something up and had gone in and killed something, and left 4 standing, and I needed to clean something up, maybe, or as a if I, for some weird reason, just wanted to have a specific team on offense and needed a filler team. But that just never happened recently. I never did that lately. But when I first started Galactic, it depends on where you're at. I mean, if you're like at a 4.6 and that's how you're feeling that you need to have a specific team on offense and you want to put something on defense, then that might be the case. So I guess it just depends on where you're at in Galactic Power. And how many teams you're building and how you're feeling with that. But the higher your GP goes, obviously, the more teams you have to put on and how you're feeling with what you should be putting on defense versus offense. It's something I think people are going to be able to beat pretty easily on defense. So it's really not super awesome on defense, but on offense, it's also, I don't think, going to be able to beat the standard defensive teams that people are putting out. So I don't know.
All right.
Thoughts?
Panel?
I mean, I agree. Since they changed Finn's lead, his lead is really only effective if you're facing a team that doesn't have a taunt. Because if you get stuck behind a taunt, Finn's lead dies. So the whole thing is based on the fact that he can, move with the new leader ability. It's that you can move around the attacks onto different targets that have exposed. Because if you're targeting the same one, it doesn't have the same effect as the old. So I agree with Warrior. It's going to be a cleanup squad, unfortunately, against something that doesn't have a taunt. Otherwise, you're just going to kind of screw yourself in the long run. So,
well, Finn's damage does ramp up too. So I mean, if you can keep the team alive long enough, right? I mean,
I would rather him on the Jedi Training Ray team though than his own lead.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
He sucks. I love Finn Lee too, but he's
better as a role player as opposed to the leader for sure. Yeah,
he sucks. Why did they have to change him? He was actually such a good leader, and then they just nerfed the crap out of him. Awful.
All right. Let's see here. Next question to Gom.
Okay. Good old Maurice, question to you from Eeyore's Lost Tales. Oh. And the question is, who does more damage at Gear 13 for Sith Raid damage? Lightside Revan or Grandmaster Yoda?
So who does more damage, Revan or Yoda at Gear 13?
Correct. For the Sith Raid in particular, he's asking.
Oh, I would say Yoda. Mm-hmm. I think that's a better question for Astra, but I mean, Yoda's damage with the offense set is way higher than Revan's.
He hits hard. Really, really
crit
hard.
Damage set, cough, cough.
Well, to be honest, I've autoed. If I can even get my Jedi Revan team in the Sith Raid, I just hit auto. And I'm not paying attention to it, just hoping that it ends quickly so I can get in my clones.
Yes, you're correct. But with the Sith Raid, you want a crit damage set because he'll get a lot more killer attacks in there. But I've done nearly 50 mil damage with Jedi. And yeah, Grandmaster's Yoda's total damage eclipses Revan's. Revan is the second highest damage dealer though, so don't discount his contributions. But yeah, he doesn't come close to what Grandmaster Yoda is gonna do.
There you go.
Science, right there. This is what we do here on the Jedi Academy. All right. Speaking of science, who just laid some on us? Adastra is the next question.
Okay, Adastra, question to you from the Durgan.
Oh no! Wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
Wait, is this a
Wait, it's a
legitimate
serious question.
Yeah,
It's
is
a
this a
serious
serious question?
This is a
You're
serious
asking
question.
early.
I mean, yeah,
Mhm.
it's early for
Mhm.
this. All right.
Okay, so question from the Durgan. If you are still months away from unlocking Galactic Legends and the requirements needed for those two, is it worth it to relic First Order and Resistance, or better to save for the next announcement of the next Galactic Legend?
Yeah, that's a good question because we know, or well, highly likely, we're getting more of these Galactic Legends
God help us.
released, but it's not going to be right away at least. So, I mean, I guess it would just really depend on your roster in general. Like, do you have any progress one way or the other that you can slowly work towards one if you have nothing else you're working on? Yeah, that's a tough one because any of these Galactic Legends are very strong, and even if you get it later on, it's still gonna be a top tier character, top tier teams. So like if you are getting it months from now, it's still gonna be of use. It'll be a different game by then, but it'll still be of use. So I mean it's honestly a hard one to say because it's like yes and no because it's yes because they are good characters. We're barely scratching the surface on them right now, but and then no because yeah we know there's going to be new stuff incoming because they love to do that. Like here's something awesome. Okay, now here's another OP character a few months from now, but the timetable, it's kind of hard to say. Like, I honestly don't see them coming out with the Galactic Legend this soon, considering how insane these ones are. Like, I feel like it'd be maybe a once a year thing, maybe. What do you guys think? Because I'm kind of conflicted on this.
I think it'll depend on the numbers and how quickly people get it in the community. My guess is that there's probably going to be one before the end of the year, but that's just my guess
It
right
takes
now.
them a year to build a Galactic Legend, so
That's what I mean. Like, they're so intensive that I feel like this is a once a year character.
I
Because
don't
of
know about-
all the insane requirements, first of all, and then the insane character. It just seems like this is the top tier. Like they're not gonna surpass this with a different name. Like this is
for
Galactic
the sake
Legends.
of
It's
like
a
other
freaking-
content, I hope they don't build more than one a year.
Yeah,
I hope they focus on other stuff.
Well, I think for the
yeah, I mean, I feel like choose one side. If you're at the end game, you're pretty much these are your options of which path to choose, anyways. But if you're still, it kind of depends where you're at in the game too, I guess, of like which path you'd go and roster-wise. I feel like you'd want to pursue one of these regardless, since it's the for any competitive play. I mean, since it's the currently the pinnacle right now.
Well, I think if you're free to play, you need to seriously consider, even if you were completely prepared for one of these ahead of time, I think you need to seriously consider just banking everything and waiting. Because if you do go for the second one, all of your resources are going to be completely exhausted. You'll have no chance at any future Galactic Legend.
I think you just slow play it too. Like
Yeah,
if you
like-
get one, like say you get Rey. Like for me, once I do that, I'm just gonna slow play getting Kylo. Slowly work on it. Right, it's the end game. It's where I'm at. But I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
that's
go
what
crazy.
I'm currently doing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm-
definitely.
'cause-
I knew right away all in for Rey, and I did spend a little bit, of course, for her. Kylo, I'm like, I'll get you in due time.
Sure.
No rush.
Yeah, and that's how I felt about Ray too. It's like First Order was so much more achievable and free to play friendly, right? And I did get the two $20 packs for Hux and Sith Trooper, mind you, but other than that, it's just been grinding from resources, raids, guild events, you know what I mean? And
Well, yeah, just
it's
the
gonna take
resource demand is so much.
Yeah.
Like realistically, people get it. It's Grom and I both mentioned this. Like just the relic material we are literally at scraps upon scraps now,
Same,
trying to
I'm in
find
between
stuff.
projectors. Yeah, I'm in between projectors, and the Relic 5 pieces are all gone. Yeah, man, they're all gone.
Yeah,
Screw Raylo. I'm going to save up for Jedi Knight, Luke.
Wow.
It's gonna
You're glad Ouchie's not listening, sir.
Either
I
way,
do
I'm
think they're going to
looking
bring a Galactic Legend out for each of their major factions, though. I do
Clone
believe
Wars,
that.
Rebels, Empire.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the
There'll be a
big next
Galactic Legend for each
theorized
of those,
one.
and then they'll run out
Yeah.
of ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the popular one that's considered to be next. You know, the Empire, Rebel, because that's the big other factions if they go back to the original.
Galactic Republic Separatist will be Mace Windu,
big character
General
that's been on
Trench.
screen for years, and we still haven't had.
We got the what's her Carrie Russell in the Kylo event, so you'd think she'd be coming to the game at some point.
Oh, they need to do some Mando marquees.
Yeah. So you think, I mean, that's just a tease. Like, there she is, just hanging out. I don't know exactly what she does. She does some stealth stuff. That's the only thing I can really gather from it. But, you know, she's got her own unique kit in the game. So that's something we could be getting. I don't think it'll be Galactic Legend, but pretty jazzed to see that because we all need some more
Yeah,
characters.
we are due for another marquee wave, aren't we?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they need to do some kind of marquee. It'd be nice if they did. Mando, but I don't really care. They've brought they brought these two new characters in that 99% of the community can't have. So it'd be nice if they threw a couple of marquees in, so that we could have something. Just for the sake of having it. It's not going to be a Rey or a Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, but a new free character, something else that you can have a play with at 3 stars.
Something that everybody can have access to right away, right?
Something that everyone can have access to right away. It'd be nice to have a couple of marquees just to kind of appease us.
Settle down.
Is it? Can I be honest? Now, okay, we're talking about the level of effort and everything they put in here, and I know that it probably took them a while, and I understand it takes them a year. How do you guys feel about that duel event?
Oh my god.
I get my reaction live. I thought that one-on-one rock paper scissors duel was the stupidest thing I have ever seen in this game.
I mean,
But for those of
Do
you
your
that
Dobby
completed-
impression. Do your Harry Potter Dobby impression.
Dobby
Nobody thinks this is stupid.
Graphically, it's really cool.
Kill CG for paper scissors.
I played it.
Yeah, from a graphic standpoint, it's cool. From a gameplay standpoint, it's awful.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't imagine if you lose that. Like, that's a ton of that currency you've stocked up. If you lose that because you picked the wrong thing, I mean, I've only played it once, but I don't know if there's like a set thing, a routine you could use.
There is. I posted a video. I beat it in 2 minutes. So it's very
I need to watch
possible.
that because that was grueling. It took almost 10 minutes. to
I
do
did it.
that
I did it
level.
more than. I did it multiple times, and it worked every time. So I'm
I'll have to
thinking
watch
that,
that then.
it's actually a viable strategy because you can replay the event. So I was like, when I was actually in it for the shards, and I did it, I'm like, holy crap! I completed this in a matter of minutes. I didn't have to sit there and faint for 10 minutes. All right, let's see if this is repeatable. And then I did it, completed the 3, because you have to do it 3 times, and then you don't get the rewards anymore. And then you can still replay it for free. So I was like, okay, I'm going to record this and see if this is a legit strategy, because I know a lot of people are hating this mode right now. I was dreading it when I saw the videos and reactions to it. I'm like, God, this is going to suck. But being able to do it consistently like that, I'm hoping that'll help a lot of people now, and that there is actually some strategy to it, quote strategy, of you choosing each of the actions there. But I liked that it was just something different. Could it have been better? Absolutely. Like, this could have been a very awesome game mode, but it's just, yeah, I enjoyed it when I found out that you could beat it so quickly. And Gom said the graphics, yeah, I appreciated that too. The graphics were pretty cool. It's just a whole different environment, which it was just refreshing.
Oh, since you made a video on it, the Dastra, then I have a major question for you. 'Cause I saw the Ray one while Loki was doing it, and I imagine it's the same on the other side if you did Kylo's, right? And you're fighting the other Galactic Legend basically in this rock paper scissors. How the hell do the Galactic Legends manage to misplay rock paper scissors? Can you
What do you
explain?
mean? Oh, the misplay. Yeah,
They get a
I don't know
misplay.
why.
How do you misplay rock paper scissors? I don't understand.
They were playing rock paper scissors Spock. He was trying to do the Spock.
Rock, paper, scissors, lizard spot.
Yeah.
It's a lizard. There's a lizard in there. Adastra, a
But
lizard.
yeah, I was cracking up when I saw the question mark, and I'm like, profit? I mean, I don't understand either because it's RNG. Because I repeated this event a few times, and I kid you not, one of the times I did the repeat, he misplayed 6 times in a row. Why? I mean, come on. I mean, I can understand once in a while because RNG for whatever reason, but 6 times in a row, it's like, is Kylo this stupid? Like, what's going on?
I'm the most intelligent.
He was just too enamored by Rey, I guess. He couldn't throw up his choice.
I mean. All right.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah. All right. Next question. I think we're at Xylo. Am I correct? I lost.
Yeah, I think we.
I don't
we
even
just
know
got
anymore.
We just did a dash.
Yeah, we got Adastra. Her. Oh, actually, that was to Warrior, and Warrior opened it up, right? Wait, no, that was Durgan's question to Adastra.
Yeah,
yes.
It was a Gurgan.
It was a Durgan question to Adastra. It was a serious Durgan
I know.
question.
That's why I think it threw us.
It's a rare one.
Yeah, because I opened it up. That's right. Because and then we just kind of went on.
Well, we're still trying to figure out Durgan's tactics here, and then. All right.
You can't understand them.
I don't. Yeah. All right. Xylo.
Okay. So Xylo, question from Belria Papichulo. Why is Rey considered so powerful from a balance side of things as opposed to a character like Mace? In CG's eyes in particular. Me personally, I think Mace would tell Rey to take a seat.
I mean, like, it's just the value of the character in Rey, right? I mean, Mace is great, and I'm not down in that character or anything, but like Rey's supposed to be like the character of the new trilogy and like probably like their most valued material item right now, right? Like Rey, you know what I mean? I see the value in the other characters too as well, but for them from a financial standpoint, they want to sell Rey as much as possible, and Rey and Kylo, you know what I mean? As opposed to like Mace Windu, only a select group of people like Mace Windu, like us people who, you know, actually know the lore and stuff like that too as well. So
you don't have to know the lore. He almost freaking killed Palpatine.
Yeah, true, very true. Yeah, or if you just seen the prequel, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
He's Mace, and he's Samuel L. Jackson. I mean, come on, he's not going to play no weak character.
Say what again, Xylo? Rey, I dare you. I double dog dare you. Say what again, Rey?
What?
What ain't no Jedi I ever heard of? All right. Let's go to Loki, and then we'll go to Nev, since Nev popped on. He's got his fluffy, got the look, he's got everything. So we'll go to Loki and then to Nev.
All right. So Loki, question from Darcion 1972. Why the hell does CG make a post stating that they are bringing fun things for us to do while most of us are quarantined, and now 8 days later, nothing? Oh, wait, I have packs in the stores. Is that what they were giving us?
Well, I mean, let's not forget fiscal year ends this month. So if they're on that fiscal year schedule where April 1st is a new fiscal year, then you bet that they're going to have more packs, and they're saving all their new content for after April. So that's going to be my my business answer for the whole thing, because they've done it in the past. We've all been playing this game forever, and that's just the cadence that they follow. So they threw all the packs last week at us to make up some cash, and then come April 1st, they'll roll out all the new packs and hopefully some content.
That's
There you go.
depressing. All right, Nev.
Okay, question for Nev. Have you gotten a chance to try any separatist shenanigans lately?
I have actually, yes. I have been trying some separatist shenanigans in territory wars, because there's very little places where you can kind of like sandbox stuff and try stuff. But yeah, you can if you find yourself a nice sweet 60 or 70k squad on your enemy's front lines in territory wars, you can have some real. I mean, I had a play. Somebody was telling me, "Oh, try Newt with Django and Dooku and Magna Guard and the B1." I was like, "Okay." So I went in, gave it a try, had some shenanigans. It was fun. And they didn't all survive, but they still won, and it was it was fun. So yeah, if you've got a high end game account and you're in a really tiny guild, and I do mean tiny. I mean, I've got a just under 4 mil account in a 50 mil guild. So when I do territory wars, it's like just with the exception of maybe 1 out of 10 every 1 out of 10 territory wars being lots of good people in there, it's just wall after wall after wall of 60 and 70k squads, and you can go in and you can try solos and small teams and separatist shenanigans. So I have tried some, and I've messed around and tried a couple of new ones, and that was a new one, Dooku. So yeah, Newt lead, Dooku, Django, Magna Guard, B1 works quite well against bounty hunters. Yeah, it did. It worked really well against bounty hunters.
Nice. All right, back up top. Start this cycle again. To Warrior.
So before that, we had a question actually from Gom that was for everyone, so I figured everyone can.
Why can't he just be a normal person and just ask?
He's doing it the proper way.
No, he's on the panel. Goddamn, Gom, why can't you do it?
I know,
Be
but
a
he's
real
doing
boy.
it the proper way, so we can account for
keep
it.
the questions rolling, so I'm just putting them in there.
He's doing the right thing. By the way, if you guys do have questions, make sure you type them in the chat. We still have some time left for you guys to collect your questions, so make sure you get them in here. But no, he's actually doing the right thing. He's doing it through the proper procedure, like we ask everyone to do it, and I'm very appreciative of that. So don't listen to him, Gom.
Well, I'm the
Thank
opposite.
you for posting your question.
Ranger angry. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just
All right. So his question is for everyone on the panel that's unlocked Galactic Legends. Will the rewards disappear from the screen once you've maxed out the amounts from that tier? And I think, Adastra, you addressed that a little bit before when you were talking about your testing. So you want to address
it disappears, so you don't have to keep track, because it says, tier 1 you have to do it 8 times, so you don't have to keep track of how many times you did it, because as soon as you complete the 8th one, it'll disappear that you don't need the tickets to enter it anymore, and the rewards disappear too. Like, it's just shows blank when you go to possible rewards. So yeah, they updated it when you meet that that completion amount. So once you hit the 8 attempts on tier 1, it goes away. I wasn't sure about that at first either. I was like, how am I gonna I was like keeping track, writing down, okay, I've done this 3 times so far, 4 times so far, but then I completed tier 2 first before tier 1, and that's when I noticed it disappeared. I'm like, oh, thank goodness, because that would have been annoying, if someone forgot and if it kept costing tickets, which would be really stupid. But nope, they did that well.
Thank you.
Yeah, so no worries.
All right. Next question to Mr. Question Put It In and not just do whatever I want, Gom.
Wait, aren't we at Warrior?
Oh yeah, no, we just did.
Yeah, before Warrior's question, we went around the corn with that one.
Oh, I'm confused. Because Gom just. God damn it, Finn! Now I'm all. See what happens.
We're at the top of the order.
See what happens. Son of...
That was going to be mine, but I did never get a chance to.
That's right. Well, I'm trying to.
But I could have answered it because I actually did.
You know what?
On another person's
Where I was
account.
trying to help.
Three.
Yeah. Finn
And
sucks.
tier 3 was cleared already, so it just said play. because he had already played it the 3 times, and after you play it 3 times, the tickets go away and it just says play. It doesn't allow you to pay tickets anymore. Just like the second tier was 5 times, and after that it goes away. And so yeah, they do a good job of making it where you can't waste tickets after the maximum play times. But
stupid Finn.
Well, I have another question ready for you, Warrior. I was giving that to Adasra because she already mentioned it with her other response. I was like,
you know what, just give questions whoever you want, Finn. I'm trying to keep it in order. I give up. I'm done. I'm gonna go watch anime. Just stupid Finn.
All right. Ranger's gone. So
I'm not answering your filthy questions.
Warrior, question to you from Darkside 1972. Wouldn't an easy fix to territory war sandbagging be that is based on the total guild GP and matchmaking, regardless of how many actually join TW?
This is a tough question because there's a lot of guilds out there that are really, really competitive and they're really high up there. And so let's say it's 300 mil and 300 mil. They're dealing with burnout and they're dealing with a lot of other issues, and they don't want people to quit, or people are on vacation or whatever, and they're like they don't want to have to there's no vacation rule in the game, so you can't leave your account to other people. It's actually against TLC and all that, so and it's difficult. So they don't want to lose people. People are quitting, blah blah blah. So they'll say, for example, my brother's guild does this. If my brother wants to play in it, he can. And if he's like, dude, I'm overwhelmed this week, I can't play, they said, fine, you don't get rewards, just don't join. So if you join, you got to put in all your effort. But if you don't want to play this round, then you don't join. And when he doesn't join, he doesn't get the rewards. So, if he's a 280 mil GP guild, if 40 people of the guild want to play, the 40 people join and they play, they have fun. The other 10 are too busy, they don't join, and they don't join. And they don't get rewards. If 50 people want to play, then 50 people join. And they leave it up to whoever is available. The problem with having all 50 count is that means that they'll always be paired with that highest guild, and even that varies because, right, if they're in the top 10 and then they're put in a variable scale, they could go against the number 1 guild if they're in the top 10 already, and then if they're max GP, they could be facing the number 1 guild if they're the number 10 guild. And if it's always max GP, then that potentially could mean they could be against the number 1 guild. And if 10 people don't join because they just don't want to, it could be 40 versus 50. And that is just a slaughter fest. But if they say 40 join, and that puts them into a GP category where they're going against the 20th team, and that 20th team has a comparable GP, then that makes sense. So I think it's best to compare GP to GP when it's after the lock and everyone who's joined, in my opinion. It will always be variable because they're looking for teams that are comparable to what your GP is at lock, and it's not going to be perfect, but I do think that they should do that. I know there are teams out there that do intentionally sandbag. They'll say, hey, whatever, so many people leave, but the thing I don't get, and maybe somebody else can clear that up, but who would want to voluntarily not play and not get the rewards? I don't get that. I know that it would help the other team who has 6 million GP win, because they've got such overpowered teams. They're going to be able to win those teams against lower powered teams. But who wants to sit out and not get rewards unless they're legitimately people that want to sit out and not get rewards because they don't want to play? I don't get the sandbagging thing. I really don't, because as a higher end player, I wanted to check in every time and play every time. And when I couldn't, it was a big problem for the high end guilds, and for the mid range guilds to the high end guilds. If they let you sit out, because they didn't want you getting rewards. It was listen, you either get them or you get the hell out of here, and you're not getting any other rewards. If you check in, you have to participate. If you check out, then get out of here, kind of thing. So I don't know. I think it should be based off of the GP once you're, for anyone who checks in.
I can maybe speak to that because I can't say for everyone else here. I know a lot of you guys are in really competitive guilds. So my guild is like 230 million or something like that, which I know is somewhat babyish compared to a lot of you guys, but it is also, we're competitive but also casual in a way that we will make a lot of accommodations for real life and stuff. And so it's not always 600 and those kind of things, but we try to push for it. But to the question about like TW, same thing. What we do is when they changed the reward structure and they added the tiers above 160, we made territory war mandatory for everyone. It was not mandatory for everyone before that. When it came out with the new tiers, we made it mandatory for everyone because the rewards just justified it. Like losing at the higher tier just made more sense than even trying to get the lower one. What we found though is that there were people, like including myself, and I'll put myself in there, that liked the TW game mode. But we know that there's a lot of people that were joining simply because of the rewards, and they just didn't have the time to actually do attacks. And we knew that there were people that, because we were optional for so long, just didn't participate in TW, and they joined up because we said it was mandatory and that was it. And so we got no help on defense and no help for offense. And it was a huge morale kill for people that like that game mode. And so we did that for a couple of months to try and get the bonus rewards. Now we're back to kind of an optional TW where people can join, and as long as they join, they are expected to play and participate. So we would probably fall, if you just looked at our guild, maybe in the definition of kind of like sandbagging, because we have 230 million GP, but we usually drop down to about like 180 million GP when we actually play. But it's not like we're trying to sandbag for additional rewards. It's just we only have people that want to participate playing in there, because otherwise it ruins the game experience for everyone else. And that's the reason why we do
my
it.
point. And in fact, you probably, even if you win, you probably get nothing greater than if you were to lose at the higher.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
it doesn't actually benefit you by quote unquote sandbagging.
Mhm.
And you're not sandbagging. You're just allowing people to not play a game mode they hate. So it really doesn't benefit your guild by doing that. So I don't really see a problem with that. And the game hasn't created a solution for that. So this is kind of a necessary evil guilds have to allow their people to do. Otherwise, it really screws that guild if they force those people to join, because then they're guaranteed losses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
well, when they publicly addressed that they wanted TW to be fun and casual, that basically said, hey, we're never going to fix this. Like when they came out with that statement, I think it's going to be like this for the rest of the time. I wouldn't foresee any sort of fix coming to this.
Yeah. I can speak for MC. I mean, like for us, it's like we're competitive, but you have to be realistic, right? People have families and things that go on, right? And especially now with everything going on, the philosophy is, like kind of what yours is. We're not trying to sandbag, but there's always one or two, three people that have something happen. They just can't compete in that TW. And we're like, okay, as long as you let us know ahead of time, don't join and we'll deal with it, right?
Yeah.
As long as you let the officers know, I mean, that's just the way it is. But if you better participate. That's the thing. Like, that's our thing. Is like, if you're going to be in there and get rewards, you have certain expectations you have to hit. But, the officers understand, like, if something's going on and there's an emergency or something happens, hey, let us know and, we'll deal with it. And, we're not trying to sandbag either. I mean, we lost, 10 people this TW because of everything going on right now?
Look at the coronavirus. We're missing a fifth of our whole guild right now. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and it's not, it's not even, and we even get less rewards than we're used to because of it. So it actually hurt us to lose that many, but
it dropped us under that active GP threshold. Yeah.
So it's like, it's one of those things you have to balance.
And there's really not much you can do with the matchmaking, right? Because ultimately, it's called sandbagging because a lot of people think they do it intentionally in order to get like easier matchups, right? And every guild has its different. That's why I'm like, if you look at our guild, and we may be considered sandbaggers if you looked at it from the outside, but it's just because we make it optional for our guild. But for matchmaking, right, our guild would need a 230 million GP guild that was dropping down to 180 million GP for whatever reason in order to get an even matchup. Or we get matched up with somebody else that's at 180 million GP, and maybe their regular is only 200, but they only lost a few people, so they're at 180 million GP. Like, it's hard when you don't make it mandatory for the entire guild, and I'm glad they don't, but I'm just saying when you don't make it mandatory for all the guilds to do it, there's so many conditions that go into the matchmaking that it becomes nearly impossible for them to actually matchmake perfectly. Because there needs to be another guild counter to what we're doing that's equivalent. And there may not be another 230 million GP guild dropping down that much. So it is, to what Warrior's saying, like, the best way to do it is the GP that's going into the territory war to do those matchups, but it's just hard to find other guilds otherwise to make the matchmaking perfect. And I'm sure they're trying, but if there isn't another guild available that is that close to you, then it's just going to always happen that way.
I would almost guess that more guilds are like yours, Finity, and the one I'm in does the same thing. Like, I would imagine there's more guilds that do it to just allow you to sign up. If you do sign up, you got to play, but if you don't, that's fine. I'd imagine there's more guilds like that than actually there's even guilds that require everyone to sign up all 50 now. Like the age of the game, and I would anticipate. I mean, there's very, very, very few guilds that ever do it like on purpose.
They do exist though.
I know they exist, but I would say less than 50 or 100. I mean, I just, like Warrior made the point. Who sits out? You have a rotation system. Like, I mean, who wants to voluntarily just sit out? Like, right. That would be a problem for me too. Yeah.
Like a penalty or like a rotation, you know what I mean? Like,
if you miss your 600, you have to sit out TW sort of thing. Yeah. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like,
it's funny. It's like at the very, very top, if you want to be in like Ma or Team Instinct, you have to play. It's not an option. You can't sit out even if you want to. So you're in whether you like it or not. And then as you go down the line, as you get out of the top 10 guilds, basically every guild, it becomes optional at that point. And it's like, if you don't want to play, don't join. If you want to play, join. I've never heard or of any guild that ever be like, all right, you 10, you're effed. Get out of here. We're gonna sandbag so we can screw the team we fight. I've never heard of that. And then the 10 are like, okay, we'll do it. We're gonna take one for the team. I've never heard of that. So I don't know if that's even a thing.
I mean, if I joined a guild like that and they told me to sit out, I would just leave immediately. No warning, no notice. Just like, nah, screw this.
Bye.
Yeah.
And don't forget the definition of sandbagging, I think, changed, especially with the new tiers, right? Because keep in mind what sandbagging used to be before they added the new tiers. The maximum tier was at 160 million GP, right? That was really easy to get for a lot of guilds. So their sandbagging actually was moving their higher end players into guilds that had lower GP and switching it off so they were above that 160 million GP threshold, but they had like these really high GP characters in there that were making it so that even though they were competing against somebody else that was like 165 million, it wasn't 165 million evenly distributed over an entire guild of 50. It was 160 million with one person that was like well above like 6 million GP, just putting in like these crazy relic and modded teams that nobody could even get close to. And they weren't relics. It wasn't relics at the time. It was just really high geared characters. And making it difficult and changing up the matchups. So sandbagging is a lot different now as we define it than what it used to be, because sandbagging at that time was intentionally trying to lower your GP as close to the threshold as possible with as many really high GP as possible and throwing off kind of like the standard deviation of a team so that it wasn't all close together. It was just super spread out with some really high-end people that could basically fill up 2 territories on their own and just leave you stuck. And that's what people were facing, a lot of them getting upset, because then you had like these people putting in their Darth Revans and people just couldn't beat it because their guild just didn't even have Darth Revans at the time and those kind of conflicts. So sandbagging has changed over time too. The addition of the tiers, I think in some ways actually helped with that. And also, I mean, it made it difficult for like our guild to decide, like, are we going for more loot and just having it mandatory? Or are we going to try and keep it fun, go for less, but make it still the fun game mode that people want to play? So everything has kind of a plus and minus to it as you kind of evolve in this game.
All right. I have no idea where we're at, Finn.
We just did Warrior's question.
I don't know.
He opened it up to everyone. I
forgot I am not. I hate you.
Okay. So question. Oh, look, there's a doggy. Okay. Well, there is. There's like a dog on the screen now. Okay.
Strong focus with this one.
Yeah. Where were we? Oh yeah. Question for Gom. Question from Contingent 33 said, in response to what you said earlier, we had Embo in the game for quite a long time before he was released as a player character too. With that in mind, how long do you think until Zori Bliss is released?
Well, Embo. Oh, I don't know. Embo, if you guys remember, for you really, really old players, Embo was actually like accidentally put in this Japanese pack long time ago. Like the Japanese pack, some special Japanese pack had Embo shards, and I don't know if they're rewarded or not, but he was accidentally put in the pack long before his release. I think Zori's kind of a more time sensitive character. If they're going to release her, I would imagine it'd be maybe somewhat soon to kind of coincide with maybe the release of the DVD or some other element of the newest movie. Whereas Embo, I mean, he was a member of the Clone Wars. Like the cartoon was long done before the game even came out. You know, like I think that, I don't know. Hopefully soon. I don't know. I don't really have an answer.
You think she might be another character to kind of like complement the new Finn and Poe as opposed to complementing the new Rey?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know. Both these factions, Resistance factions, gotten huge now. Like with the addition of the vets, I don't know if they really need much more help, but we'll see.
Right. She's a cool character too. Like a lot of people like her as a fan favorite character, I'd say. I mean,
in my one play against her, it seemed that she did some sort of random stealth mechanic. Maybe when they crit, or if you crit them, she had some random thing she did where random people were getting stealthed a lot, which could be cool. It
kind of adds a layer of survivability too. I mean, like the resistance buffs and heals a lot, so I mean, it's like preventing them from multi-tapping mass damage, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
That's cool though. That's pretty cool.
All right.
Dengar for the win.
No. All right. Next question to not the Sith, the Dasher.
Yep. Okay. The question for Duster from Jason Krulik says, what are the reward and token requirements for the tiers after you unlock Rey?
Okay, tier 4, it's just a portrait. That is literally all you get for 70 tickets is a portrait. So that's kind of disappointing. You know, they could have thrown in some anything like gear, a Zeta, something. It just seems kind of underwhelming because of how important these tickets are. So that just seems super underwhelming. And then it stays at the 70 tickets though for tiers 5 and 6. And then tier 6 is when you start getting the ultimate material. I'm not sure what you get for tier 5. I didn't see a screenshot for that, and I can't look at it yet because I have to complete tier 4 first. So if anyone else knows what tier 5 gives as a reward, feel free to chime in.
Loki, anything?
I think Loki's still working on the unlock, right?
No, he's unlocked.
Yeah,
No, not unlock. The finishing of the tiers.
Oh, the finishing. Yeah, I don't have. I don't have 70 tickets yet. So.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that's gonna.
Yeah, so I don't know what tier 5 is. The tier 6 though. Again, on that note, the ultimate materials, and you get one at a time. So you need 10 of these. So that's 70 tickets per. So it's just gonna take a few weeks, I think, in order to get.
And you have to beat the tier. That's the issue. Oh
yeah,
right?
that too. We saw the Kylo one. Look, he got destroyed. So I'm like, oh god, how hard is it gonna be for the Rey side here? Like, I will cry if I lose, because that's 70 tickets.
This ticket system.
Yeah,
is
that's a lot of tickets.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah, it's stupid. I hate the ticket system. It's dumb.
Oh, and on that note, while there's a pause here, I need to get going.
All right,
as always, it's fun hanging out.
Pimp your stuff. Don't forget to pimp. Do it.
Oh, find me Jedi Master Adastra. You can find me on YouTube. You can find in the Jedi server. You can find me on RSG server and other random servers. I post Jedi related stuff. I'll be posting some of the Galactic Legend Rey stuff. I just posted that excuse me, I posted that vid with the rock, paper, scissors thing that I did in 2 minutes. So if anyone else is getting close to that or needs to prep for it, check that out so you don't have to spend 20 minutes doing the event. Hopefully that pattern will hold for other people. I didn't get lucky 5 times in a row. So I feel like that's a legit strategy. So
All right.
good luck to everyone that's working towards these Galactic Legends. There's going to be a lot more craziness incoming, I'm sure, as people figure out comps. I'm looking forward to testing so many different things. I'll probably upload a video or two with Jedi, because Jedi, of course.
All right.
So have a good one. Stay safe, everyone.
That's right. Wash your hands.
Take care.
Bye, Dastra.
All right.
Can't believe Durgan had no questions for Dastra. He's like trying to throw her off.
I don't know. Durgan is a strange.
Like only had like one serious question and no.
Durgan, I don't.
He's messing with her. I'm telling you. It's the psychological warfare against Dastra.
All right. Someone Durgan is not going after Xylo.
Okay. Xylo, question to you from Nathan H. And the question is, what relic gear 13s do you consider essential for certain squads? And the squads he said were non-droid separatists, Empire, and Scoundrels. So what do you consider essential relics and gear 13s on those teams?
What were they again?
Separatists, non-droid, Empire, and Scoundrels. What would you consider essential relic and gear 13?
Well, for Empire, I mean, I would go with Palpatine because I mean he's a pedestal for the new Kylo, and I feel like the character himself, he gets a lot more value out of that relic. I mean, for the Empire, again, the only other one I could think of would probably be Vader for his damage, or Thrawn for his extra speed. And again, these are probably, characters that you're doing after you've already reliced whatever, the meta teams. Separatist, I would definitely say Grievous. Obviously, that damage output and that health pool is a must. You get a lot of value out of B1. It's a gas requirement and a lot of damage. You could even go with Wat Tambor. He's a very flex character through the whole game, and he provides a lot of value to whatever Separatist team he's on as well. Would definitely help you in Dark Side GOTB. And then what was the last one? Scoundrels?
Correct.
I mean, the two vets because of Rey and Kylo. I would say Nest, but she doesn't really gain a lot of offense, and her survivability doesn't increase as much as you think. So I would probably drop Nest. If you haven't done it already, it's probably too late, in my opinion, for that one. I mean, you can still beat a relic Enfys Nest. I did it this morning with Finn Resistance. You can do it with the Triumvir. There's a lot of different counters for Nest now. Scoundrels. I mean, Vandor Chewie is really good on defense for GAC and Territory Wars. If you're going to relic some Scoundrels, that revive's pretty big. The prepared team in general, Young Lando and Young Han, they deal a lot of damage. The Scoundrels in particular, I mean, Bosk, Bosk is the Houndstooth and, probably the best overall bounty hunter leader. And Jango Fett too. Jango Fett, he's a separatist, Scoundrel, bounty hunter. So you're getting a lot of dips out of him. Plus you get the Houndstooth when you farm that ship too as well. So, I mean, there's a lot of different things you can take a value out of relics, get a lot of extra damage output. I would focus on the damage output more than anything. And then survivability, right? Like relics, that's the first thing I think of when I take a character to relic or increase their relic level. Like, how much more damage am I going to get out of this character, or how much more survivability am I going to get out of this character? So, just an overall look of relics.
All right. Next
question.
Locomotive.
Okay. Loki question from Jason Krulik. With Rey in the game and the vets now having the resistance tag, how would you break down resistance teams for GAC?
So currently I ran this round. I put JTR and I put Zeta Finn on defense. The JTR team, I did the resistance heroes, so Poe and Finn. what I do on it. R2 and BB8, I think, is what I put on my last team. And then I did the Zeta Finn with, I don't have Vet Han, but I did put Vet Chewie in there, and my opponent actually messaged me and said that was surprisingly crazy, because I guess he underestimated the team, put some kind of crappy in on offense, and it got a couple holds. So I did Z Finn, Vet Chewie, and Poe and Holdo, and I think I just put like Resistance Trooper in, and it was fine. I mean, you could potentially do 3 teams of Resistance now, and you could do a Poe lead, but it's not very good. But I mean, if you need a filler team, then you could do that as well. And then if you got your Rey, your Galactic Legend Rey, you can potentially have 4 teams on defense, all Resistance. So a lot of possibilities with it. But I think ideally you'd want like a Z Finn with both vets, and then probably like a double tank, so just Poe and Holdo, and I think that would be a solid team for defense.
All right. Next question for the Nev.
Okay. Nev, question to you from What Else 73, and the question is: at this point, what characters actually need crit chance mod sets and primaries? I have a bunch of them. Don't seem to use them much anymore.
Definitely Greedo, if you use Greedo. And I would say your Imperial, if you still use them, your Imperial Troopers, because a lot of the buffs from the officers increase crit chance. So if you've already got a lot of crit chance and it gets increased, you've got a better chance of those teams being successful. And Greedo, yeah, bounty hunters and I would say bounty hunters and Imperial Troopers.
Good choices, definitely. Anybody else? Teams?
I think crit chance. We've seen them be very helpful in like PvE situations, like with when the raid came out, the Sith raid initially. You know, the general rule of thumb was everybody put a crit chance triangle on R2, put a crit chance on BB8. You really want to trigger those exposes with crit chance. Any leadership that really thrives on crit chance. IG-88 is another one that comes to mind. Every time you crit, you land a dot. The First Order is a faction that comes to mind. Like every time you crit underneath crew, you get bonus turn meter. And while you don't really need it that much, there's characters like First Order Special Forces TIE Pilot has a very low crit chance because he's special damage oriented. He actually benefits tremendously from one because if he AoEs, every crit he gets, he's going to fuel more turn meter himself. If you crit 5 times, you can essentially get back-to-back turns. Phasma lands defense down on a crit, and her damage is awful. So you don't really need to focus as much on the crit damage offense on her. Just the crit chance is important for that defense down. There's you say you have a ton of them. I would dump a bunch of them because they're not super useful, but I would keep maybe 1 or 2 of your very best. One for crit chance set, one for offense set, one for maybe crit damage set, maybe a health set. Keep a couple options for the offense-oriented mod sets, potency maybe. Because once we get to relics, now that we're in relics, all the attackers get so much crit chance. They're worthless. Han Solo himself with all the bonuses and stuff is well over 100% without really focusing on it at Relic 7. So, yeah.
All right. We continue the epic journey that is the Jedi Academy with our lead scout warrior.
Okay. Warrior, question from Ronan Zai, says, after seeing gameplay videos for both Galactic Legends, if someone is just hoarding everything right now, would it be better to go after Rey? I was leaning towards Kylo, but now Rey seems much better.
I just don't think there's enough footage of Kylo to make that decision. I mean, I don't know what you guys think, but what I've seen is that there were more people leaning towards Rey to begin with, and there's more people that I feel like are playing her better, and there's more people with footage of her, and more people that know what they're doing, and there's just more footage. I just don't. I know that the first impression is that she's doing better, but I mean, until we see it. I think they've done a really good job with balance, and I think that once you have the final product in front of you on both sides, I think they're both going to be very well balanced, and they're both going to have their strengths, and I think that you're going to look at it at the end and go,
oh, okay, well, either one would probably be fine. So, I think the superficial first answer is going to be, yeah, well, she looks a little better initially, but, I don't think that's going to end up playing out at the end. I think, as every character that's ever come out, our initial impressions are always wrong, always. Every single time a character comes out, we're like, oh, that's not as good as we thought, or oh, this character is way overpowered, and then we realize there's a counter to him. It's funny. It was like Darth Revan when he first came out. We thought he was, not as good as he was going to be, and then all of a sudden, he got his Malik, and all of a sudden he was OP as hell. So it's like he's just missing a piece. Well, we haven't even seen these two characters' ultimates, like, you know what I mean? So it's like it's hard to make a educated decision without all of the information. So if you're waiting, I would continue to wait because you don't have all the information to make an educated decision yet. And side note, with that said, I do have to bounce. So if you guys want to check me out, I am still doing weekly live streams on YouTube. I'm on Twitter every day at Warrior Present, and I am on Instagram. I've been doing a lot of fun stuff there as well. So thanks for having me on today, you guys. I appreciate it.
All right.
See you, man. Have a good weekend.
Bye, Warrior.
Yeah. You too, man.
Cheerio.
See you guys later. Bye.
All right. We continue the cycle of life. Gom is next.
Okay, and I think this is our last actual question, and then we'll jump into fun questions.
All right. Let's see.
So, Gom, question from Balerit Papichulo. What is the best comp for a second bounty hunter team in GAC?
Oh, well, that's tough. I think I'm a big fan of the Zam Wessel lead. It depends on where you are GP. If you're still like below 5 million, you're seeing a lot of the Karth teams still. You're seeing a lot of like the Kira leads, and Zam Wessel lead just shreds those teams for max amounts of banners. And you can use your leftover. Nev mentioned a few minutes ago, Greedo. He's got a bomb. Dengar's got tons of bombs. Cad Bane has bombs with the evasion mechanic. Anytime Zam Wessel lead is just like Towson. Anytime you use a special ability, you land a bomb, and you could really get the bombs out there. If you really want to develop the team, you can actually beat Night Sisters pretty easily with a Zam Wessel lead. But, I'm assuming that Django and Boss probably aren't available. So you can build, especially in 3 vs 3. We got the 3 vs 3 coming up. And I know a lot of people put any sort of Chewie, Stormtrooper Han lead, Scoundrel stall comp. Zam Wessel just destroys those teams. Zam Wessel's pretty character, but she has her uses. It's difficult to make a second bounty hunter team without having developed bounty hunters. So, most of us, myself included, have really focused on Boss, Django, Boba, maybe Dengar. Maybe, we got 5 or 6 that are developed, and the rest are kind of, still kind of behind. So to build a good second bounty hunter team, you're really going to have 10 developed bounty hunters. So I don't think there's a bad decision. I've never used Aura much. I know she has her benefits. I think
I was working on her.
lead.
I was really interested in her as a member of like a secondary team, but it's like we keep getting pulled in all these different directions. Because I thought it would be fun to build because my boss is already super fast. I was thinking I'll just go old school bounty hunters and then new school bounty hunters. I just never got that opportunity, but it would be fun to do that, right? Have like a Sam Wessel leader or something like that. So yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people are using Django on their separatist teams. A lot of people have developed this boss lead with Han and Chewie to counter gas. So you're left with, Boba, you're left with Zam, you're left with Dengar, and you can make a good team with that.
Yeah. Get the thermals a flying.
Yeah.
Embo's a great character on there. But yeah,
Embo's great. Embo's one I just finished.
I still use her on my bounty hunter team because, man, she is so good. She is really, really good, especially. I run around her the Django lead still, and I mean the thermals and all the stuff that she does. She is nasty, man. Zam's a fan favorite of mine. So, all right, Finn, that covers the regular questions. Now let's see what kind of nonsense we have for fun.
Okay, so fun questions. Let's start. So, Grande Verga question: how is life growing up with a phallic first name and a last name? So. I'm assuming he's talking about someone named Dick Richards or something like that.
I hope not.
I'm very confused, Grande Verga. Very confused. Sometimes we're confused by the fun questions. Gav P, question. When are people going to lay off CG? I mean, they've upgraded their one laptop to a 1980s desktop. That art department is doing great work using only PC Paint to draw characters. Oh my god.
Wow.
What did you guys think of? We'll just go quickly. What did you guys think of the artwork for Rey? I thought the artwork, like the images, were awesome. The in-character model, like the in-game model, was awful.
She does a lot of back exercises.
I was staring at Kylo. I mean, there's a couple of Kylos now in my arena shard, and all they did was they took Crew's character and just shoved the helmet on him. So it doesn't. I mean, in that respect, both characters got shafted somewhere. They definitely did the shortcuts and recycled a lot of old stuff to, I guess, push this content out on time to make their fiscal numbers. But the animation, I think, from Rey is like really good compared to Kylo, in my opinion, because I was fighting a team right now with Supreme Leader, and it just you put them next to Crew and they look identical. It's just one's got a helmet and one doesn't.
Yeah, but Rey looks like not Rey. I
don't
know
like
who that person is, but it is not Rey.
I don't like the character.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think they both got shafted. I mean, they're shortcuts.
Oh, so you think Kylo is
it's so apparent.
Okay.
When you go in your inventory and you see Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, he looks like he just woke up out of bed. You know what I mean? Like, he looks terrible. He looks like a witch in another game. You know what I mean? Like, the graphics on him look. Just throw the helmet on him, bro. You know what I mean? Like, him with the helmet looks a lot cleaner, anyways.
All right. Friend, you're muted.
Oh, I know. I'm just the freaking Rey. Okay. Next question. Elliot Warfold. Question. If I run out of money, do you think CG will accept batting cage tokens?
Okay, that's all right.
Well, I know they don't take Monopoly money, so.
Oh, boy. That's a reference to the Wednesday night stream. If you're not listening to it and how stupid Grande is, just go back and listen. It's I don't know what's wrong with that, man.
Gav P, question. Is there going to be a massive influx of SWGOH players registering for the World Paper Rock Scissors Championship? Oh my god.
Oh boy.
Leonardo DeMaculangan, 2020 sucks so bad. Do you think this game will end this year, given the COVID-19 type destruction CG has done with this game?
People are still spending. No. I mean,
yeah.
As long as people continue to spend, they're not going anywhere. I mean, this is $1 billion game. I mean, it ain't going anywhere for a while until they massively start dropping players in revenue. And until that time, no, it's nowhere in sight. I mean,
well, because they've still got the new series, the Bad Batch. They've got the new episodes of the Clone Wars. They've still got a few more of those coming. They've got the Mandalorian. They've got all sorts of very popular content that they haven't even touched in this game yet.
The Obi-Wan series.
Excited about. That's happening. I mean, good point, Gom. I mean, there's so much that they can do. So I mean, sorry, until the game becomes unpopular and people stop spending, this game isn't going anywhere for a while, guys. So I mean, every time I hear the game is dying, I'm like, it's not dying. It's not even close to dying. So.
Plus, I still think their numbers are going to be just as good with this new rollout, right? Like Rey and Kylo, that they're going to still make a good boatload of money, bro.
Yeah.
I mean.
All right.
Next question, Baylor Papichulo question. Where's the lore video? Soon, TM.
I did my part.
Ranger did his part. I'm not. It's on me right now. I'm working on it. So yeah, it'll be.
It has to be up to Finn's standards. You guys will wait.
No, it's honestly just I haven't had a whole lot of time lately.
Oh, well.
When I've had time, I've been trying to stream for everyone because I know they're home and everything. So I haven't had quite the time to work on the videos that I would have normally done. So yeah, COVID-19 has actually made my work actually more difficult and busy lately. So it's actually been kind of the opposite. I know a lot of people are having difficulties out there, so definitely please take care of yourself. For me, it's been extra busy, so have a little bit less time than I would.
I've been slammed, man. This is crazy. It's the complete opposite for me too.
Yeah.
All right.
It's craziness. Jedi Gunny, 1216 question: is the sky falling that I went for Galactic Kylo and not Rey?
No.
Zylo, what do you think?
No, I mean, like at first I was, I was a little bummed that, I wasn't as close as I was. But again, I only dumped $40 into the 2 packs for Hux and Sith Trooper when they came out. And you know what I mean? I told myself I wasn't gonna spend, 20, 40, $50 on crystals. I told myself, I want to chase this from my payouts and I want to have something to grind. And again, I mentioned how close I am to Kylo. I did put almost 2 months of work into this. I do feel like the ticket system is going to be the one thing that rubs me sideways a little bit of it all. And, the fact that, again, I'm going to be like 2-3 weeks behind of the initial launch. And then the fact that it's meant to be that grind. And, I've been farming Finn, I've been farming Poe, I've been farming the character, the ships around that, the 3 ships that we're farming right now, the 2 Separatists and the BTL. So I mean, it's fun to have something grind again, but at the same time, it just feels like gas all over again, right? Like you're gonna put all this time into Kylo, you're gonna work for Rey, and then like I believe it was Gom who mentioned earlier, you're going to dump all your resources into these 2 new characters, and then we're going to have 2 new Galactic Legends. So I just don't want to feel like I'm always going to be behind the curve now just because I'm not spending, right? Like, that's the one thing, and that's my choice. That's the route I've chosen to go. I've spent in the past before, and it's gotten me X, Y, and Z. But at the end of the day, I don't want to feel like I'm obligated to spend just because I want these new shiny characters, and they're going to keep raising the bar, right? So
yeah,
just take it with a grain of salt and take it day by day and enjoy the progress that you make, right?
That's all you can do.
Go for Kylo because it's the free to play, friendly option, and grind Rey and just enjoy what you can.
There you go. All right.
And he's referring to grinding for the Rey character. Don't go grinding.
Well, I mean, I would take that one too. I mean,
yeah, it's
not the version in game. I wouldn't.
No.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. She kind of looks like Sean Young. I'm not necessarily opposed to that, but yeah. As Ranger pointed out, looks like Sean Young.
Well, Bedhead Kylo's probably getting more action, to be honest. Bedhead Kylo is all over the place.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's why Raylo is succeeding right now. Okay. Next question for Loki from Bailey Puppy Chulo. Can I take anything you say seriously since everyone knows you're a trickster? Perhaps I should ask Thor instead. Loki. Can we trust you?
Sorry, I was on mute. Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, ask me in the Discord anything. I'll tell you as it is.
There it is.
Loki's a good dude.
He's a very good dude.
Darsign 1972 question. I read there's a condom shortage and the Malaysia factory shut down. What's the best alternatives for all the skewers to wrap their pickles? We don't want any real life surprise mechanics. Ranger, I'll let you take that one.
Well, if you don't cover, she'll be a mother. So the only
plastic wrap.
I mean,
I guess with all the stores, trips everybody's taking to the grocery stores, just pick plastic over paper and get yourself some tape, maybe.
I mean, yeah, there's an option there. I mean, yeah, you're in trouble.
You could always go from, you could take the, never mind.
Yeah, let's look at
abstinence.
There you go.
Yeah.
Abstinence.
Oh my God!
Get out of
there's
here
gonna be, in 9 months, there's gonna be like a whole bunch of COVID babies. It's bound to happen. Like 9 months from now, that's gonna be
before you take it.
Yeah.
You got to crunch it.
Let's see. Next question, Nev. I'll let you answer this one. Nathan H. In the next 12 months, what is your prediction for the dumbest thing CG will do?
The dumbest thing that they will do, release the ship raid broken, because there's going to be a massive hype to it. It's going to be a huge build up. Everybody's going to get ridiculously excited.
I only had one baby. He said
then
the
they're
next
going to
one
release
would be
it
just
broke,
a
and everybody's going to be like,
we ended up
my
with 2
prediction for
babies.
the next 12 months. They release
XO68
the ship
cheered.
raid, their stuff ship raid, broken.
X126.
Live
Yeah.
beta, right? Live beta.
All right. Next couple are for you, Ranger, Baylor, Papichulo. Where the hell is Hondo?
You'll get him when I'm damn well ready for you to get him.
He wanted you to do "Where the hell is Hondo" in your voice, like you did "Where the hell is Poe."
What's the deal with Hondo? Where is he? I want to know.
And then last question. We'll go around the corn with this one. Nathan H. What is the best thing about working with Finity? It was legitimately his question. Ranger can start. It's gonna be bad. Well, that hurts. Okay, next question, Xylo. Xylo, what are
Well,
you?
you know, there's so many great attributes that Finn brings to the table. I mean, I don't have the time to list them all. They're so numerous and wonderful that, I mean, I don't want to hog up the entire Jedi Academy singing his praises. I'll let the rest of the panel do it.
You can just hush.
That's right. You can just hush.
That hurts less. All right. That's it.
In all honesty, I mean, Finn's like my little brother. Like, if anybody ever messed with Finn, I would, like, rip their throat out. Because no one messes
Except
with
Rose
Finn.
Taco.
Yeah, Rose can... Like, he could poop on you and be like, good job, Rose, good job. But no, me and Finn have been at this for a while, so it's all in fun, like, the hard time we give each other and stuff. So, it's all an act. So, but no, Finn, you know... Finn gets shit done, man. So
Yes, he does.
He is
Yes,
he's the one that coordinates everything. I'm just the one that makes it happen. So in the background, Finn's doing a lot of stuff, and sometimes I hate him for it because I'm like, oh my god, we're doing 3 hours of what? But it's necessary. So there you go.
Well, yeah, I know you guys both. The whole RSG very community oriented, right? Like you guys, there was multiple times we started the Nerfers, even a couple times on Operation Metaverse. Something went wrong. You guys swooped in, just took time out of your day to help us out. I mean, you guys put everybody else first, which I think is incredible.
Yes,
very community oriented. We're very lucky to have you guys. I don't know if I tell you guys enough, but I know T Money and I definitely, along with hundreds and thousands of other people, really appreciate all that you do for the community. I'm very, very happy to be on this, have the opportunity to work with you guys on a weekly basis. It's really been a treat.
Well, thank you for that, Gom. Thank you very much. I mean, and you know, I have my Finn. Gom has his Team Money. We all have our vices that we have to deal with. You know,
yes, your partner crime probably is a little more level headed.
But that's what makes Team Money so great.
At least yours doesn't force choke you every day.
No, shut up. Where's my apprentice?
I've gotten cussed out many times.
Oh yeah. I mean, I have the record for most mother effers ever said to a human being on a stream. You know, you get some alcohol and Team Money, man.
I get cussed out on the reg. Yeah,
it's so funny. That's what you try not to laugh when it's happening. She can't help it. It's like, oh my god. But no, we feel the same way about the community and about Operation Metaverse and Xylo. And so we always pimp everybody's stuff, you know. And we're willing to do it. Anybody needs help, we're always there. If you need a guest, we're always there. So there you go. All right, what do we got left, Finn?
That was it.
All right, so let's allow everybody to pimp their stuff. Well, since we were just talking with Gom, what's going on with Operation Metaverse? I didn't think you guys streamed this week. I was looking, or I didn't get the notification, or
we did. We had a real difficult time getting it going. Both of our internets were real laggy. Had some issues with the cameras. Just everything everything was set up properly, just wasn't working. You know, you guys mentioned the YouTube studio earlier. It's a big bag of shit or crap. Just it's not
shit.
good.
You can say shit. It's
not very user friendly. So, but yeah, we stream on Thursdays. You know, both like I said earlier, we haven't been able to pump out the content because I recently got a new job, and it's pretty much solely on the commercial side of like audio, video, and things of that nature. And with everybody working from home, that means businesses are wide open for us to get in there. I've been incredibly busy. She is actually teaching children over in China English, so she's been incredibly busy as well because they've been in lockdown. So the videos have kind of been meh, few and far between. But we do stream every Thursday, 10:30. I know the test count, much like some of the other guys, the big guys, Arnold Mobile, will have both of the characters unlocked very soon. So we'll be doing some testing and stuff over there. So that'll be a lot of fun to see what works, what doesn't. Hopefully, how to counter it. To this point, I've had 0 success countering Kylo. So that's, if you guys are feeling bad about your decision on Kylo, just know that thus far.
I feel like this, like, you know, when it comes down to it, Rey's going to counter Kylo, Kylo's going to counter Rey, because on defense the AI is stupid. You know,
that's the unfortunate truth.
You know, but the rest of the field, good luck, man. Good lord. I mean,
so
I've just seen tons of footage. It's like
it's so bad right now, man, in my arena, because overnight there were just so many dudes that unlocked, and there's a Rey R7 nest that's just awful. It doesn't do anything, and it times you out. That's all that fucking team does, and it's awful.
Yeah.
It's bad.
So
anyway, yeah, it's gonna be crappy in arena for a while, I think.
All right. Xylo, where can folks check you out at, my friend?
Yeah, check me out on YouTube, Takedown Games. Been doing a lot more streams, especially the last week. Just recently went back to work too on an earlier schedule, so it's kind of thrown a wrench in some of my plans. But yeah, I've been streaming like a madman when I can, and yeah, I really appreciate you guys having me on. I always love being on Jedi Academy, and try to be on when I can. It's been a while, so thank you for having me on so quick. I messaged Finn like right at 10, so thank you, Finn, for sending me the link. And like was mentioning earlier too, I mean, just take a minute to thank you guys, man. I remember, you know, first starting on YouTube, I couldn't even properly mod my characters right, and now look at me, 2 years plus being an MC3 with Ranger, and you know, all these big moments that I've experienced. It's all because of you guys, so I just want to thank you guys, and you know, if there's ever anything I can do to return the favor,
yeah,
man.
wash your damn hands.
I've been preaching that religiously, man.
My apprentice is coronavirus. I'm coming after you.
Oh no, he's on lockdown. There's no way any of that's getting near him. But thank you guys again, and you know, I really appreciate it. And as the panel too as well, Loki, Nev, Gom, all you guys, Adastra, and all the Warrior, of course. You know, all of you guys. You know, I've enjoyed your company as much as I've gotten to, and you know, if there's anything I can do for you guys as well, and hit me up anytime.
Yeah, wash your damn hands. I digress.
MC Strong. With soap and water.
Yeah, hot water and soap, not cold water. Cold water doesn't work.
For you Canadians, syrup is not a good way to kill
syrup
bacteria.
is not a counteraction. Nev, what's going on with the Escape Pod cast and your channel and stuff?
Well, we're doing some bits and pieces. We have our usual show that we just have on Fridays. Obviously, we do that live, and then we have our nerd culture type stuff on the weekend. We do Talking Picard on Sunday evenings on our channel, and then me and
Paul. So good, man. I loved.
Don't you dare not watched it yet.
No, I'm not gonna say anything, man. But I'm just gonna say the.
Sorry, it was awful. It was awful, Nev. Don't worry. I thought it was
sucked.
Awful.
It was poo. Yeah, don't watch it.
And then we do Talking Clones ongoing Nerdy's channel with Thaddeus immediately afterwards. We've dipped our toe into this new Lego game that's very, very similar to SWGOH. But the more I play it from a pure free to play point of view, the more it's like Marvel Strike Force as opposed to more like Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. So we do one show, you know, we do one podcast a week of that. But apart from that, we're just still pushing for 1,000 so that I can live stream chopping all my lovely hair off for the Little Princess Foundation.
Hey,
and there's a bunch of other stuff. Bunch of other stuff being done. Other people are talking about Zetaing Jawas. There's DPKs donating 50. Some people are talking about doing some really, really horrendous things to their rosters for the sake of 1,000 subs. So, yeah.
All right.
Get yourself over to our Discord channel, and you can see all of the different things that people are going to do.
All right.
As a result of hitting 1,000.
All right. So let's do it. And then Finn, what about RSG? I'm getting ready to start getting the GAC. If you can tell the folks what we got going on.
Mm-hmm. So we actually have a lot of things that are happening here, both on YouTube and Twitch. So on YouTube, after this, Ranger's going to be doing his GAC.
That's right.
I am planning on And I am planning on doing my GAC on Twitch probably shortly after that. I'm gonna grab some lunch and stuff, and then I'll probably do my GAC on Twitch. I need to record everything for good and bad as well. So that's gonna also be live at 7 p.m. or it's gonna be premiered at 7 p.m. Last week we did a live version. I'm recording it again this week. So it should be a video around 7, maybe 8 p.m. Eastern time, just as an FYI, because I had some delays this morning because I am losing some of my streaming stuff. But 7 or 8 p.m. will be the premiere for that. So make sure that you are subscribed to the YouTube channel. If you guys want to get notified, make sure you hit the bell. I know it doesn't work exactly right. So also make sure you head to our Discord. We have a channel in there for RSG streams and vids that will give you the notification for videos popping up. And I tag people. So make sure you go to the video tagging request channel and then tag, say that you want a YouTube chat or a Twitch tag, which will then notify you when we go live with these things. Tomorrow, we will have Dungeons & Dragons at 5 p.m. Eastern time for our ongoing campaign of Star Wars Dungeons & Dragons, but also as a little special treat for you guys, a different stream we haven't done in a little while, 11 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow on Twitch will be our first Tactical Monsters tournament with the guild that I'm currently in, the Buzz for Days Guild. So if you guys want to see Tactical Monsters and just have some fun, it's just going to be us people in the guild just doing like a quick little tournament with about 4 to 8 players. They're all signing up right now. We're just going to do some of that and make sure that you guys check that out on Twitch. So if you guys want the link to the Twitch, head down to the description below as well. Click on the Twitch link, go there and follow that channel. Loki's also working on getting some Magic the Gathering on that channel as well. If you want to give a little bit of a teaser, Loki, on the stuff that you're working on and we're trying to get up and running on Twitch.
So in our local Discord here in SoCal, we've been running these weekly online tournaments with paper Magic. So we're pointing a webcam down on your playmat. We're playing cards. Got a lot of traffic with it, and we normally average about 20 guys. We do a 3 to 4 day, like a 4-round event. So 1 round a day, and then we do all the reporting through the there's an MTG Arena app spot app that's free, and we're doing the scoring there. But nonetheless, Finn and I are working on possibly streaming some of those games. So we'll have some cardboard Magic going on because we got a lot of players. A lot of the stores are closed right now, and a lot of people want to play. So the next best alternative is to do webcam cardboard Magic, and it seems to be gaining some popularity now with the current situation. So be on the lookout for that.
All right. And if you guys can do me a favor before we go, we're going to remember right after this, give me 5 minutes. We're going to go right into my GAC, and we'll hit that up. But do me a favor, if you're watching this, give us a thumbs up on the video. It helps get our content out there to the YouTube algorithm, get more views and things of that nature. And subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribers make a big difference. So if you haven't subscribed already, please do. And do me a favor, all these other great channels are linked down below in the description. Please check out their channels, support their content. These guys come on a Saturday morning to support you guys and answer your questions and give you the information you need. Show some love back go to their channels, watch some of their videos, critique, all that good stuff, but show your love back and at least subscribe to their channels and watch some of their videos. It makes a big difference. So with that, we're going to sign off. So on behalf of myself and the panel of the Academy, thank you guys for so much for being here. On behalf of myself and the panel, have a great rest of your day. Make sure you wash your hands, look out for one another, follow the rules, keep your social distancing going, and we'll see you in a few minutes for GAC and for the rest of the day and tomorrow for more RSG action coming live at you. So we'll see you soon. Peace out.